And welcome back. Alright, so let's turn some necrosavants into dust here. Circle of the Bloodbound. "12 savants. Let's wait for them. It is going to take a bit of time as the animation is not that fast. But patience is a virtue, or so they say. Okay, for some reason these two decided to stop here instead of going for the northern flank. Anyways, yeah, I guess I will probably shoot them with the archers. Kind of makes sense to me. Could also wait for nets, but I have plenty of netting targets already, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, and yeah, let's wait for nets on this flank as well, though I can go for this one already with a Ludwig. So I suppose, why should I wait? Let's just begin. Okay, and it seems like I cannot at least easily get into a reaping position. Unless I do some rotations. Well, I can move to where Herbert is to rotate, not rotate, to reap twice, I suppose. And it's probably worthwhile. Probably. And if I also inspire Luthgardis, I can do so more than twice. Okay, and not getting a net here. Let's, So I cannot stun them, but I can daze and stagger. I don't know, go for the easier to hit target, though this might be not really that helpful. But since I got both of them, I suppose it doesn't matter. Do that, and also let's check. Okay, 13 melee defense, armor is decent. Also has plenty of hit points, so I suppose you can take a few hits at least. Well, technically more than a few. Anyways, let's see. So this is 5 AP, the prong attack. What else did I have? This is the new weapon that Herbert has. Yeah, I guess it's just a prong attack. So I'll move like here and go for this one. Though, actually, yeah, maybe I should have gone for another one since I'm planning on reaping from there. Well, it shouldn't make a big difference. And also, yes, Giselmar, actually, yeah. Okay, maybe I'll skip the reaping and instead go for the single target attack. Since I can do that. So it's fine. It's going to be fine. And I suppose I'll also mark some targets. I could have waited for this. But once again, I suppose it doesn't really matter that much. I'll already use second wind as well. You just do that. And nothing else, I suppose. And over here... This is a bit awkward. Maybe. Don't have the nets yet. Do have an 80% to hit though. Okay, just go for it. Arnold only has 79 hit points, but also has 84 melee defense, so I would expect him to be fine for a while. Okay, and more nets. And I'll just go for the highest to hit target here. Do it again. Alright. So yeah, like I said, change of plan. Let's not reap. So I could reap with just... Well, actually no, I can't. Not from the... not from here, because if I choose this, I'm also going to hit Baldwin. Anyways, just stay put, I guess. There you go. And do nothing else. Alright, and since I did take Prisoner's Rush, I can also use the Death Blow ability with non-quattal daggers. And the perk description at least claims that I'll get a stronger Death Blow if I, at some point, use a quattal dagger. Yep. Anyways, let's use that. Doesn't honestly deal that much, but... Anyways, it's something. Okay. So we are going to take damage here, but I would expect no casualties. Going for the back line. Moves twice for some reason. Astrid's dodge coming into play there. As, let's see... And also, yes, the anchor effect. So, 58 melee defense, actually. Which is kind of insane, when you think about it. For an archer. Anyway, so Baldwin... Yeah, just go here. And let's use nets on these ones. Okay. And a net there. And you are out of nets. But I can pick one up. Or I can throw. I guess I'll just pick one up, but let's wait on that. Okay, next Inspire. It could still be Lutgardis actually, because of the second winch. I think that makes sense. Could have also done Giselmar. Alright, and over here probably just rotate. Maybe, I don't know. Then again, I don't need to do it, so... Does it matter? Henrique, however, yeah, still has to act. So I guess I could do that. I can do that with Herbert, though. Makes perhaps a little bit more sense. Maybe. Yeah, I'll just move like here and attack, I think. However, I could actually attack this one twice, so never mind. Let's do that instead. Okay, getting headshot sucks a bit. You can still use this once. Nice try. Mostly just saying that so he doesn't feel bad. Alright, see if you can kill this one. Yes, you can. Okay, and like I said, let's do a rotation. Also see if this has like a penalty. It shouldn't. Yeah, it doesn't. To hit someone who's next to you. Missing a lot. Okay, and loot cardis again. And this time there's a good reap. Yeah, I'll go for it, I guess. Well done. Right, just mark this one. And attack, I guess. Could also make some room, or... Well, I don't know. Let's actually... Do I need to footwork? I don't know. Let's do it. I'll see if that's... If he's able to... If she's able to actually do something here instead. Next round, maybe. Anyways, do that. Nicely done. And you... Let's see, rotate maybe? Yeah, let's do a rotation. And you can make some room, like so. And let's pick up a net somewhere. Let's do it there. And already move here. Maybe I should have actually footworked or rotated there, but anyways. Aimed shot on this one. Gets it. Those double moves are a bit silly, but I shouldn't complain. Acts in 7, acts in 2. I guess I'll go for an aimed shot. And I'll also do this, though it might be completely pointless. Okay, and use a net on this one. And also on this one. Alright, so just 3 left. Okay, so one more. And yeah, let's once again, I guess, do loot parties. Debilitate as well, even though that as well is kind of meaningless. There we go. Easy enough. Okay, and we get a legendary location map. And also, I did notice actually, it didn't reveal what we have as I read this previous legendary location map. However, when I hover over it, it says that it might be stone pillars. Anyways, loot-wise, this was kind of meh. No famed items. Okay, so let's see here. So I have a level up for Gudbrand, level 12. Gets 2 perk points. Only have one thing planned, that is smashing shields. Which is pretty good. I don't usually, or I haven't usually taken this, but they have buffed it. If the shield is destroyed, gain 4 additional AP, and any damage above the max durability of the target's shield will hit the target. Okay, let's go ahead and take it. And then I have one more perk point. So, yeah, eventually, if this run would go on long enough, which it most likely won't, I guess Perfect Focus 1 might come into play, though definitely not the best candidate for this perk. Would need, I think, like a -3 fatigue cost weapon, as well as additional help with fatigue costs. So I'm not going to be taking it here. Muscularity is an option. It's not as good as it is on some others, but still 20%, so yeah. Second wind, maybe. Back to basics, maybe, though yeah, it's a bit unnecessary with 49 melee defense as well as 107 resolve. Rebound is okay, but do I need it? So it is 12 fatigue to use a split man attack with this. So actually, is it lying to me? Because I have both Axe Mastery as well as... Yeah, it was lying to me. It's 9 fatigue, actually. Yeah, because I have Axe Mastery as well as Mind over Body. So 2 split mans is 18 fatigue. In which case, I guess Rebound does help quite a bit. Probably more than Second Wind. In this case... Okay, I'll go ahead and take Rebound. I think if he had Iron Lungs, I guess I might skip this. But anyways, let's take that. And also, yes, these. Okay, I'll take more fatigue. Melee defense, melee skill. There you go. This perk point was in reserve, as well as this one. Anyway, so we have the new map. And it's this one. Okay, so there's something here. What does it actually say now? Ancient Temple. Okay, well, I don't care about that. It is kind of where I might be going, though. Anyways, let's see. Let's camp for a bit. Also, let's equip the nets again. Like so. Alright, yeah, let's camp. We also have a 3 Skulls Muggle item. I'm a little bit intrigued about that, but I don't think I currently want to do it. Anyways, let's repair these Necrosavant things. And can I find things to salvage? Kind of, at least. Would be pretty good to have a donkey or 2 at this point. The inventory is really starting to fill up. Also, what am I still crafting? Okay, this. I could still make a White Wolf helm. I'm not going to make a nacho helm, I don't think, since I don't care about the gruesome feast active skill. Though it might have been changed. Also, I can actually make a white wolf pelt mantle. Yeah, actually, let's make that instead of the helmet. Anything else? Silver ingots. I mean, I guess that's worthwhile. Sure. Bread. Doesn't matter, but okay, fine. Fine, I'll make it. Alright, so let's assign more people there. Make sure it's someone who has completed the training. Okay, something like that, maybe? Yeah, seems good to me. Okay, that's good enough. So repairing and salvaging is done. Right, and also, yes, Herbert has finally completed training and gains Swift. Okay, Swift is pretty meh. Would be nice to get rid of that. However, I don't think I'll spend the 20,000 that's required. Plus 5 range defense is, in most cases, kind of meaningless. Anyways, perk point. So, maybe Vengeance? Vengeance, Killing Frenzy. Also, let's see. You might actually... I might be able to read something with Herbert still. Though I would expect the answer to probably be no, since he has read already, I think. My memory is hazy. Anyways, so what would I want if I were to read something? I guess perfect focus. Currently can't maybe make that much use out of it, but does have second wind as well as athlete. Could eventually get brawny. Herbert being the starting solo character will gain perk points faster. Gain a perk point every 2 levels now. So let's see here. On level 16 I'll get the next one. And I could get perfect fit to further help. As well as... well, the run isn't going to go long enough, but if it did, I could kind of realistically get both Fortified Mind and Mind over Body, as well as Brawny. So eventually, Herbert, with his kind of humble beginnings, with only 1-star melee skill, could be like a melee god with perfect focus. If I'm still able to read that. I might not be able to, though. Anyways. So what will I get now, though? Since, yeah, like I said, I don't think the run will go on long enough for anything like that to be worthwhile to invest in. Though let's... yeah, I don't think I even have a perfect focus book at the moment. But I'll check. Yes, I don't have it. So anyways, I guess I get more damage from, like, Vengeance. Vengeance over Killing Frenzy, I think. Though, since he is mostly in the back line, that might not trigger as often as I would actually like. But when it does, it's very nice. A short conquest, also pretty good. 11 fatigue, it says to use the prong. Is that actually true? Let's see. No, it was 10. So these minor bugs still exist in Legends. Anyway, I can make that go down if I take, like, Perfect Fit now, or Mind over Body. That might be better than going for the damage perks. And also that does kind of keep it as an option to take that Perfect Focus later on if he is still allowed to read, which I'm a little bit hazy about. Anyways, let's go ahead and actually take a perfect fit here. Getting the maximum value out of that. So now this is 8 fatigue for a prong, so I can do 2 since I have iron lungs. That's pretty good. And if at some point I were to find the same famed weapon type with a -3 fatigue cost instead of what I have now, then I could do even more. But yeah, let's continue the adventure. Alright, so rest of no return. Do I care about this? It's going to be pretty easy. I think I'll leave it be. Might find like a famed weapon, well, a famed item, if I were to do it, but I'll leave it be for now. Also, I would really prefer to not fight in an ambush. So I will still, despite our immense strength and abilities, go 1 times speed here next to the forest until it's actually daytime. Even if I am most likely to win almost all of the combats that can still occur. If someone actually wants to attack. Anyways, let's scout this little area here as well. Oh, there it is. There's the witch hut. Okay, so we found it. Do I want to do it now? Well, I guess I will. Yeah. I would expect it to be unchanged from when I last did it, though it has been a while. So it will have legendary beasts as well as multiple hexen. And we don't really have any disarming in the company, so if someone gets charmed, that might be pretty bad. But anyways, that's the goal of the run. And I suppose we are definitely strong enough, so sure, let's do it. Think about the lineup for a second here, though. So maybe leave like Linda out of this and instead have Sutze. And also, yeah, okay, you're only a tiny bit hurt, so you're fine to come. Also, you guys, the archer should be closer to the front. So I can shoot the hexen. So yeah, the real danger here isn't really the legendary beasts. It is getting charmed. There's not much I can do about that, but plenty of people do have resilient, as well as good resolve. And also, who has the undead amulet? Herbert does. You don't need that, because you're already immune. Why on earth have I given this to you? Anyways, let's see here. So, player character immune to charm effects, will never desert. So let's instead give that to like a good damage dealer, who doesn't necessarily have a lot of resolve. So it would be a real shame if someone with high resolve as well failed their role, like Rand here, for example, who doesn't have resilient. Does have 137 resolve though. Kind of same with Giselmar, but yeah, that's lower. I guess I'll give it to Giselmar. So Gudbrand the Axe will be our main weapon against... I think there's going to be one Greenwood Scrot. From what I remember. And we do have Sancho the Stick to stun and Daze and Stagger. I can't really rely on that, though, if someone gets charmed, because plenty of people do have Steel Brow for immunity. The days will help, though. Do I still have the taunt layer somewhere? There's a Chester hat that grants that. I don't think I have it, though. No, I do. It's there. So I could give that to Alretieren here, so I get the taunt ability. Let's see, how much is that 15 fatigue to use? Did I not get it? Adds the taunt skill. Okay, where is it? I don't see it. Am I blind or is it not there? I don't think it's there. Why not? Why the hell not? Yeah, I don't see it. What's going on? How about if I give it to you? Do you still... do you... No. Okay, maybe it only appears in combat, in which case that is a minor bug. Anyway, so I could use this. It does come with the downside of -3 melee defense per surrounding enemy, though. So in case someone who can hit very hard, like Rand or Baldwin, were to get possessed, well, not possessed, charmed, I could taunt them. Can't really rely on that anyway, though, and Alretieren can already do the rotation things to get someone out of trouble. The same is true for Sancho, in that it might be better to just go for a staff daze, or just get hit on him, instead of taunting. So I don't think I'll actually use that item. But yeah, plenty of things can go wrong here, or we might just cakewalk through this. I don't have any potions. I pretty often, I guess, do use potions, but I haven't felt the need to in this run, so yeah. Anyways, weapons-wise, is there anything else I should do here? Maybe have some more access, actually, because of the Scrot thing. Though I can also split shield with a weapon like this. So I could use a man-splitter maybe on someone. Maybe. I could have it in Herbert's like backpack, but getting next to a Greenwood Scrot, not a good idea with Herbert. Okay, Rodelinda has this weapon. So how much shield breaking capabilities do we actually have? So we have one axe guy. How about if I use this man splitter though? So shield damage 42. Okay, that's a bit higher. Attacking is 11. And splitting shield is 14. Okay, I think I will go with that weapon for good branch. And that means I can, instead of the mace, go with the great axe on Baldwin. Split shield is a thing with this weapon as well, the ominous Night Slayer hammer. Shield damage of 26 only though. Can do the split shield with this weapon as well. So I do have the long axe. I could give that to someone. Someone like Rodelinda maybe. Who only has 78 melee skill. Yeah, I think I'll do that, but let's keep it in the inventory for now. Okay, anything else? There is a Bardiche. I don't need to go all out on the shield breaking capabilities though, if there's only one Scrot. Also, I guess more nets might be better than just the ones from the actual net specialists. I'll give one net to Rikara as well. I could use the water skin to get rid of the old condition for Baldwin. I think I'll just keep it in the inventory though. I do have a battle whip as well. I don't think I care about the disarming though. If someone gets charmed. If it happens, and we'll deal with it. Accept the consequences. Giselmar, I think, is better served just dealing damage anyways, and doesn't have quick hands. I could have some wooden sticks, well, one of them, on someone, like an archer. But I think with the amount of rotations, etc. that I have on the team, it's better to not bother with something like that. And if someone does get charmed, how likely is it that you'll actually hit that melee attack there as an archer? And it would need to be someone without steel brow as well. Anyway, so let's take a quick look at the resolves. I do have decent resolves, at least on people. Ludwig is a bit low, 54 only. I'll move him out of the front line. Okay, you have 61, that's a bit better, but how about Lutkardis instead? Though it would be super devastating if Lutkardis were to be charmed. Would be nice to know actually how much 103 resolve helps against being charmed. It should be a substantial help, but still. Also doesn't have resilience, so yeah, I don't want to risk that. I think it's more likely that, at least initially, the guys in the front will be the charm targets. And also Herbert should be in the front, I think, because of that, because they don't actually realize, or at least they didn't used to realize, that a character is actually immune. So who leaves the front line? Yeah, I guess Bartholomeus leaves the front line for Herbert. And also, should I have the archers actually in front? Probably not. Though, I do have good initiative. 192 on Ostrich, so I might even get lucky. And be able to kill one Hexen. Though it's, yeah, actually it's very unlikely. Then I don't even have a famed bow. Anyways, so yeah. Only 43 resolve for Sütze. Maybe it would be actually better to have someone like Linda in this fight. That would be with the long axe in that case. Yeah, Linda also has a resolve. Yeah, actually I'll make that switch actually. And that means I will actually give the long axe to Linda. And we'll see. So splitting shield is going to deal 24. We'll need plenty of shield damage to take down the Greenwood Scrot. And the net guys are in the back line, I think that's fine. Anyways, plenty of things can go wrong here, but I don't think we'll lose. Of course, the only losing condition is if Herbert goes down. I suppose that can happen, but it's, I think, pretty unlikely. Alright, I suppose I'm ready, finally. Okay, let's go. It's midday, so it's going to be daytime. Witch hut, a skewed and withered hut that looks like it could collapse at any moment. Okay, well, in that case, if we wait long enough, maybe we don't have to do this. It will just go away on its own. Smoke is rising from an ovary chimney. Okay, let's go take a look. You pause at the forest clearing. The hut before you stands like a mere crumb. It's so quaint and easily forgotten you wondered how it could survive, but perhaps its total banality and unassuming nature is itself a sort of armor. But you've been around this world long enough to know to trust your instinct, and right now your instinct is to wait. Soon enough the hut's door pops open and an elderly woman hobbles out. She immediately waves in your direction.
You, and only you.
Confused, you ask why just yourself, or more particularly, why would you ever trust her to begin with? She smiles.
Because I know what the false king dreams of at night.
The mercenaries around you turn about and ask what she said. You put a hand up and tell them to stay their ground while you go have a talk with the mysterious woman. Okay, not a good idea. But stay here and stay on guard. You come in with your sword drawn just to find the woman offering you a bowl of stew. She suggests it is only rabbit and potatoes, and more the former than the latter. Sheathing your sword, you take the bowl and have a seat at a table with her opposite you. A couple of candles burn nearby, and there are glyphs painted on the walls in white, and similar shapes hang from the ceiling as dream catchers. The woman puts her elbows on the table. There are trinkets wound into her hair, clips of bird bones and feathers. She carries a weathered face, though her eyes are starkly young, like pearls glimmering from the depths of a swamp.
I knew you would come in, a phantom of a friend, like a moth to the flame, seeking truth which cannot be tamed.
Pushing the bowl back across the table, you ask if she is a witch. She nods affirmatively and stares at you before nodding again.
Good! You haven't killed me, which means you're thinking now. I am indeed a so-called witch, but I am alone, entirely alone, and hounded by the others. You might call them my sisters, but these others know who you are, just as I do, and they want your blood. They can smell it, and that is why I want to talk.
What is it you want? The woman draws a long object wrapped in tablecloth and sets it on the table. She throws back its linens to reveal a jagged obsidian blade with a leather strips for a grip.
Cut your flesh and bleed about the black. The hexen and their lowly craft shall come, and then you shall kill them all. After that, we can talk. Sellsword and witch. Witch and sellsword.
You ask what is in it for you. The witch cackles.
Oh, sellsword, you are not in the business of allegiance, but in the business of gold. And with a clever turn of coin, you know friend can turn to foe. But I offer something more. A truth which cannot be seen. A truth for the false king.
We've already come this far. The black blade rests in your hand, and your reflection rests jaggedly in its stony grooves, stretched and pulled into every divot and edge. 'Tis a simple stone, a simple dagger. That is all. Not the least bit heavy, but you can feel the import, like dust tossed upon a grave. There is not so much weight in the sand as there is in the throw itself. This blade is either loss or gain, and there's only one way to see the witch. The witch nods. You nod back and slash your upper arm. Yeah, I would definitely do so. Definitely. I would just go inside, have a nice little chat with the witch, and then start cutting myself. Anyway, the blood pools onto the stone and your reflections disappear beneath the crimson. Almost growling, the witch eagerly leans in and presses the blade against the skin.
More! More, sellsword! More!
You slash again and flex. A spurt hits the stone. She takes the knife and slaps a spotless cloth onto the wound.
Well enough, sellsword. Go to your men and prepare.
You stand back and look at the woman. You ask, "And once I kill your enemies, then we talk again?" She smiles.
In so many words, yes.
Then I will do so. When you step outside and inform the company that hostiles are coming. Soon enough, the haggard women are spotted walking between the trees of the forest, their long fingernails scratching across the bark and their drooling lips sniveling up to snort and cackle. The first to come through has a long head shaped like a canoe. An infant's skull dangles from her necklace, and a leather bag bounces at her hip. 2 rabbit feet sticking out of the pouch. She glares at the hut and sniffs the air, then sniffs her eyes upon you.
Ah, you have made covenant with that bitch.
You nod. The deal's been made, aye, and it will end with you dying on the end of this blade. And I believe she prefers to just be called Witch. Another Hexen steps forward.
We prefer to call her cunt. Kill the sellswords, take the captain alive, but remove his eyes and that lousy tongue.
The throng of witches rush forward, some already shifting into licentious-looking younglings, while others revolve their arms in ritual rites. To battle! Alright, so yeah. It does actually give me the option to fall back. So some direwolves, an unhold, a few hexen, a white direwolf, a few skin ghouls, a rock unhold, a few redback spiders. But there's more. Doesn't actually fit in here. Anyways. Also yes, the rock unhold kind of dangerous. So here we go, 17 enemies. I don't see the hardwood scrot, but I'm going to assume it's there in the back line. So how many hexen? So hex, coven leader, hex, and maybe more. Anyways, so yeah. Start with the weights. Okay, so yeah, if Astrid were in the front line, then I could just quick shot twice, but I think I'll just go for an aimed shot. So the Coven leader is more dangerous, but is also more difficult to kill. He's not nimble though. 95 to hit in any case. A lucky headshot would be nice. I think I'll just go for a regular hex here. Alright, so yeah, not quite. 11 health left. I'll lower the combat speed a bit. Down to 1.5. God damn it. Okay, that sucks. Baldwin has been charmed, and he has a round swing weapon. Okay. Well, that is bad. That is bad. That is quite bad. Anyways. So this... okay, there's 4 hexes. Or hexen. And 2 of them have, instead of charming someone, moved forward. Coven leader still to act. And it seems I can do absolutely nothing about Baldwin charming us, unless I use a net, in which case... Also yes, Baldwin doesn't have resilient. Which means he can attack next round as well, right? Let's double check. Where's Baldwin? Oh yeah, can I not see him in the list anymore because he's charmed? Yeah, I think that's what's happening here. Anyways, so yeah. Oh, does have resilient. Okay, never mind. So can only attack once, but yeah, it might hurt. It might hurt. Anyways, so I have Kettle here. The Coven leader is still yet to act. So I suppose it would be nice to spend his AP already, in case the Coven leader for some reason decides to target him specifically. Anyway, so I could go for a stun, basically. I don't think there's much of a point trying to go for a flank here and avoid these beasts. So instead of that, I should probably go for a stun. Can also rotate someone, but is there a point? I don't think there is necessarily. So I could rotate Henrike closer, but at this point, when these two are in close range, I don't think it's going to be even that helpful. And also protecting Henrike later on is going to be more difficult, perhaps. Would be nice to be able to stun the redback spider. Well, we can move later on with Sancho, so maybe get that with him. The thing about the stun is that I'm not really that afraid of these low-tier skin ghouls. So I suppose I could go for a Frenzied Direwolf instead. I don't know. Just to avoid the overwhelm, basically. Yeah, I guess I'll just do this. I don't know. Not really thrilled about doing this, but need to decide to do something, I guess. Okay, well, there you go. Very impactful. Alright, I don't think I'll use a net on Baldwin, though. I mean, it's possible that he... I don't think it's likely, but he might decide to try to break free if I were to use a net. Which is better. But, again, I don't think that's very likely. So the good news for Astrid is that she actually has some melee defense. That's basically it. I could also rotate Astrid out of there. Astrid is the one who's at most risk. I guess Lutkardis getting hit is also very bad though. Doesn't have Steel Brow. But I can't do anything about that, I don't think. Yeah, I can't really. So the options are to rotate Astrid now and instead take a hit on Harold. Or use the net. But yeah, I don't think he'll actually try to break free. Instead, he'll just attack. And if I have that net there, then I'm just gonna waste my time breaking free from it. And it's also one less net to use on these beasts here. So I'll just use a net here immediately. And let's use 2 of them. Well, actually, no. Let's use 3. 3 nets like that. Okay. And Henrike. Quick shot on this one would be nice if it were to land. Right, 1 down. Guess I go for this one next. Nope. Okay, let's see how badly you hurt us, Baldwin. Yeah, kind of expected that. Wasn't that bad, but we do get baffled on Lutkardis, which is highly annoying. And it's also 2 turns, since she doesn't have Resilient. It's not that bad, but it is quite annoying. Anyways, let's wait and see what the Coven leader decides to do. Moves. Okay, well that's good. So Arnold is fast enough to potentially even get in melee here. And maybe deal with her in time. Maybe. Leshum Woof. Yes, I know. I agree. Anyways, not too bad. And actually, I don't see the Heartwood Scrat, so have they removed that from this fight? I could have checked before I attacked on the world map what exactly we are facing. But yeah, this fight used to have a Heartwood Scrat in it. I mean, there's still a hidden opponent though, so maybe that's it. Yeah, I guess that's going to be it. Anyways, so I can inspire someone. I think it should be either an archer or maybe Arnold. Arnold, because I can do the kind of suicide mission and go for the Hex Coven leader here. But I think it's more reliable to do an archer instead, and specifically probably ostrich. Because she has initiative. But I will actually wait on that, because I would, I guess, like to get the inspire action points for next round instead of this one. And not that it really matters. Does it matter? Yeah, but I think it's a bit better next round, because I can activate Berserk. Perhaps, if I do so. So let's wait. You also wait. And you also wait. And yes, there's the Hardwood Scrot. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, so yeah. Probably since it's here, I will attempt to tank it with Alretieren for a while. The Rock Unhold, though. Yeah, that's going to be nasty. 12 action points as well, so it's going to probably end up here in the front line. Well, we are about to find out. Oh, it's here. Okay. But yeah, 1000 armor, 800 hit points, Steel Brow, Crippling Strikes, Resilient Battle Heart, etc, etc, etc. 94 melee skill. 289 resolve. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. Anyways. So Rikara does need to be a bit careful. Now that the Rock Unhold is here, I suppose my initial plan of using Alretieren to tank the Hardwood Scrot will come into play. Would be nice to have an Indom tank to handle this. I don't. Enemies, yes. The real danger is the Hexes, the Rock Unhold, and the Hardwood Scrot. The rest of this fight should be fairly easy. Anyways, let's just wait. Rodelinda probably just starts attacking here, but wait for surround bonuses, perhaps. Same with you. Alright, and okay, we actually have Vengeance active. Were you hit? Yes, you were. Alright. So that is 79. Can I still get more people to surround? Yes, I suppose I can, so let's wait. Alright, and good bronze. Well, this is a good weapon against a Rock Unhold. So yeah, I suppose it's kind of good that you're over here. Anyways, just attack one of these, I suppose. So let's see, you're trapped in a net, still 76 initiative though. I'll go for the Frenzied Direwolf here first, I think. Okay, and I can still wait with this, but yeah, like most likely just go for the Hardwood Scrot. So should I try to reach the Hexen with melee characters? I don't think with this team. Apart from maybe Arnold. Should I do that? Also, we'll see about if I'm able to go for this flank. It kind of depends on what this Redback Spider as well as the White Direwolf decide to do. Anyways, is there a better use than attacking here? Use a rotation maybe? I don't think so. Just attack and end. Alright. So yeah. Honestly, I don't care if Arnold dies. So getting that kill is probably worth his life. On the Coven Leader. Coven Leader has 82 initiative. I think I'll use the net though. But if I do that, I can't really reach the Coven Leader in melee and attack going to cost 4 AP to use the net. And the unhold will be interrupting any plans next round. But getting a net there does facilitate killing the Coven Leader, obviously. Via the archers. So I guess I'll do that. Okay, and Astrid just hold there. Alright. Bodyguard Direwolf, as well as Bodyguard Redback Spider. Okay, she'll just end there. Alright. Do need to get in melee with you guys. I am worried about the rock unhold. Anyways, maybe move like here. So Ludwig does have some melee defense as well as... Well, not fantastic armor, but pretty good armor. Anyways, if I do that, I'm kind of blocking Baldwin a bit. So I guess I move here, actually. We'll get plenty of targets to attack next round, most likely. And also, yes, loot Cardis. So I am both blocking loot Cardis, and she is baffled. So maybe what I should do instead of going here is try to avoid melee for a little bit and instead go for the long way around. That is far from optimal though. Instead, if I go here, I can attack already twice with the cleave. I do get minus 15% damage on it though. Do I have rotations nearby? If I use Alretieran here, I don't. It seems. Only 13 melee defense as well. No resilient. Kind of a glass cannon. I can't really get anyone next to the rock unhold who can handle it for a while, so I just have to kind of accept that someone's going to get potentially killed by it. I think. Though I can slow it down with nets. Yeah, that's what I should do, probably. That keeps loot Cardis a bit safer. However, a redback spider, a white direwolf, etc. might be going for her pretty soon. And like I said, with Ludwig, if I move here, I'm blocking Baldwin as well. So yeah, it's awkward. Definitely awkward. Bartholomeus does have rotation though. I suppose it doesn't matter that much if loot Cardis dies in this fight, because this is our goal. I don't really care much, well, not that much, about what happens potentially afterwards. So, okay, I guess I'll go for it. And we'll see. This is going to be hazardous for her health, but anyways, at least she does something. Okay, and Linda just attack here. We'll try to save the Heartwood Scrot for the last here. So just deal damage in the meanwhile with these axes. Alright, and Inspire, like I said, probably Ostrich. Yeah, I think so. It's a bit of a shame I don't have a famed bow still. Need to deal with the Hexen ASAP, if possible. Anyways, nets. So I have nets. Can use this net on the rock unhold. I'm really worried about Rikhara's safety though. Anyways. Or I can use Azur's net if I move here. But yeah, Azur needs to get closer, I guess. And this is kind of the natural good target here to net. So who do I net in that case with Rikara? Maybe like this Frenzied Direwolf. Anyways, do that. Slow it down, basically. And Herbert, is there a rotation for you? I don't think so. Just attack here. Go for the Skin Ghoul. Need to be a bit mindful about not leaving corpses for the Skin Ghouls, though. I've already left one, but... yeah, anyways. So, did you have Resilient? Actually, you don't. So, I don't want to be hit by the Redback Spider. Definitely not. In that case... do I rotate here? Guess I do. Okay, Sancho can be sacrificed. Did you have Resilient? You do. Also, pretty good melee defense, 69. So if someone's going to be hit by the Rock Unhold, I guess it should be you. And also absorb any blows from these enemies, so go there. Alright, and I am going to use this net immediately, even though it's not really a good one. So I get the double grip bonus back. Yes, you would. Alright, and Rodelinda probably just attack this Redback. I could go for the Frenzied Direwolf, though. Yeah, let's actually go for that. Try to get rid of it soon-ish. Okay, Vengeance hit, 79, please connect. Okay, there you go, nice one. Okay, and Alretiren, like I said, does go for the Hardwood Scrot. Maybe engages from here instead, because getting attacked in this angle is better, I think. However, if I move here, I'm kind of maybe blocking these enemies a bit. Yeah, actually, let's just move there. Alright. So yeah, Arnold waits and potentially gets dazed by the Unhold. Yeah, I think I just wait. In case I can actually do some footworking or rotation things. Attacking here is not going to accomplish that much. Okay, Astrid. 15 action points, has a clear shot at this one. Nice. Okay, and now we start going for the Coven Leader, I guess. And if I use the quick shot, I save 3 AP. So I guess I go for that. And Coven Leaders do spawn saplings, which isn't that bad. I don't think. Okay, let's use Kettle's AP before anything else happens here. So if I kill... do I care if this Unhold ends up there? I don't think I necessarily do. So just go for it. Alright, so 15 enemies left. Is anyone going to get charmed here? No. Ludwig resisted. With... how much? 66 resolve. Okay, good. Good. Okay, and Baldwin... I would not want to be hit by the Rock Unhold here, but it might be actually a decent move to get next to it with Baldwin. With 77 melee defense. I don't know though. Maybe that's not actually true. So we still have the Coven leader here. Yeah, it seems it's probably going to be alive still. Baldwin was already charmed once. So is there a point in waiting is basically what I'm trying to say here. How about just moving here and deciding later where to move with the last action points. So it's pretty likely that the rock unhold immediately breaks free and then jumps here. And AoE attacks, which is going to be pretty devastating. It's also devastating getting hit on Baldwin though. I don't know. In any case, I'm not getting to attack with Baldwin. So yeah, let's just move there and decide later on what to do. Alright, how many nets do I have left? 2. We'll need plenty more for the rock unhold, I think. It's going to be so difficult to kill. And just slowing it down is immensely helpful. So I think I wait with Harold. Okay, and Linda. Linda probably just attacks. Double check if you have resilient. You do. Okay. And also melee defense of 12. Okay, that's not a lot. Can handle a redback for a while though. Henrique might need some bodyguarding though. So maybe just attack and move 1 tile back. Let's do so. Okay, and go for the Coven leader here. Could also do the debilitation thing on the rock unhold, I guess. But I'll instead prioritize the Hexen. Okay, gets 2 hits. Still need plenty more though. Alright, let's see if you can kill this redback. You can, good. Am I getting a rotation closer to the action? It seems like probably no. So do I want to move here? Not sure. Unclear. It's also possible that the rock unhold ends there, in which case I can attack twice. Not that it's going to be that effective to attack it twice here. Let's wait. You wait. Okay. Things are happening. Okay, so what was the chance for the Heartwood Scrot is what I'm interested in. $24. Okay, so it's pretty likely that Alretiren will die in this fight. We'll see though. Anyways, wait with the Inspire, I suppose. Can I? No, I can't. Not even with a reach weapon. Get close enough to the Coven leader. So probably just do Astrid again, but let's again wait on that, I think. Herbert can attack twice. I could... Actually, no, I didn't take that vengeance, yeah. Never mind. So, whom to attack here? Probably just the unhold. Can I block this? Yes. If I block these tiles, it's instead going to go to the flank here or attack here. Also, Sancho can potentially step there, next to it. Maybe. Though he might also be able to stun these two. How bad is it to get in melee range of skin ghouls if you're Herbert? If they're tier 1 skin ghouls, not that bad, I guess. I can also probably, let's see here. No, I can't. Not with Giselmar. Step there. With Rodelinda, yes. Yeah, I think I'd rather attack twice here with Herbert. This is 73. Can still wait on that attack though. Get some nets. Yeah, let's wait. Let's wait. And I think Sancho also waits, and we'll just... Well, then again, I can go for a stagger days here on the rock on hold. Yeah, I don't really need those stuns necessarily on these ones. So go with the stagger days. Right, and Bartholomew's, yeah, you can actually step there if you'd like. I think I'll... Once again, wait. Rikhara steps here to only engage with one, probably. Yeah, I think so. 81, I can still wait for surround bonuses. God damn it. Okay, Lutkardis has been charmed. Well, now the baffle does actually help. Anyways, yeah. So, is she going to use perfect focus to annihilate us? Fun times are ahead. Well... No, just attacks once, because she's dumb. Well, thank you for that, AI. Thank you for that. I was pretty sure that the AI actually doesn't use perfect focus, but yeah. Anyways, like I've said, stupid lack of resilient. So now these guys are basically locked in place because of that. Unless I stun her as well. Anyways, so let's just continue fighting here. So if I manage to kill the Coven leader in time, I guess it's not 2 turns wasted. And that might actually happen. Anyways, it seems like Ranch, unless I try to like move, gets to do nothing. Anyways, activate shield wall manually. And mark maybe the hex, but I should wait on that so it doesn't expire as fast. Alright, and Arnold can't really get to the Coven leader. That's one thing these saplings do accomplish. So what do you do in that case? Like I said, attacking with this weapon... I mean, it's not meaningless, but the damage is a bit lacking. Always need to double check with this many people. Yeah, you don't have resilience, so... One thing I could have done is get next to the redback spider, but since you don't have resilient, I don't think I want to do that. How about just using a net to slow it down, since it might be going for a flank here pretty annoyingly. Nah, I think I'll just attack. It's not much, but it's honest work. Oh, nice. How helpful of you. Now you are actually pretty easy to kill there. Anyways, so I don't want to get next to the rock unhold. So just move like here, maybe. With Baldwin. Okay, and is there a net target? How many did you have left? 2. I suppose I can use nets on these. There's one on the unhold so it doesn't get to throw me around as easily. And use one on this, I guess. Now you are out of nets. Might be doing some rotation things. Or just slinging stones. Anyways, so Ludwig, do you want to try to move? I don't think you do. So getting hit isn't like that bad, I guess. 38 only. 38 against 103. Okay, I guess I don't try it. Alright, well that's a shame. Anyways, Azur can do things here. I don't think I'll net the direwolf yet. The white one, that is. Use one on this skin ghoul though. Can't really yet... Well, I can attack this one, yeah, that's true. So I suppose that's what I'll do. Headshot. Okay, and once again probably do Astrid as the Inspire. Yes, let's do so. Herbert attacks twice here. It's going to take some effort to get rid of this regular unhold as well. Let's start working on the skin ghoul. Or continue working on it, more accurately. Okay, did decide to go for Baldwin, but that is only a stagger attack. So yeah, not that bad just yet. I suppose I'll go for another staff days on it. Could also go for one on this one though, the skin ghoul here. 22 initiative only for the rock unhold, so that's one thing in our favor. Nah, let's just go for the skin ghoul, though it is possible I'm actually able to kill it in time before it gets to do anything. Start working on it. Yeah, okay, with that... Yeah, well, I suppose it was a waste. Okay. Anyways, not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal, at least. Anywho, let's see. So, Rodelinda. Double check this. Yeah, you don't have resilient either. So we still have one redback spider. I guess it's not like a big deal. Melee defense is bad, but you can hang there for a while if you'd like. Is there a point in moving there though? Probably not. Yeah, let's just stay put, I guess. I am probably going to create a corpse for this skin ghoul at some point, but anyways. Alright. Do that. 26, 40. So the problem with killing this now is this skin ghoul. So I guess I go for this one. Yeah, I was expecting to not get a kill there, but one hit point is just that is just rude. Anyways, that one is dealt with. So the question here is, do I try to move with range? How much is it going to hurt to get hit once? I guess it's not like that bad. If I move here, if I'm even able to do so, how helpful is that? Being able to damage the rock unhold is good, but yeah, it's going to take a concerted effort to take it down in the end. This is the best weapon to start with, though. I can next round maybe do a rotation thing, so I can attack. Okay, whatever, you do nothing in that case, so that's a shame. If I had taken quick hands and had a reach weapon, in this situation I could instead attack the skin ghoul. Alright. Mark target. Okay, you're too far away, so... Is there anything else you can do? Well, I can mark the rock unhold, I guess, for a staff days. Okay. And Arnold probably just attacks again. So I can move here and use the death blow. instead. If I do so, though, I am allowing this frenzied direwolf to reach Kettle or Linda easier, which means getting overwhelmed. Not a big deal, though. Death blow is 7 fatigue only. I think this time I'll actually wait, because I might want to use some rotation shenanigans to save someone or facilitate killing another target quicker. Okay, and Ostrich. I think I go for the Coven Leader instead of this one, this Hex. Though, let's see. Coven Leader acts in 32. So I can potentially get that actually with Henrique as well. And I do have 4 quick shots. And when I most likely kill this one, I'll have 1 more. So yeah, maybe it's better to just go for the Hex actually. And I will. Okay, well, with that in mind, then definitely yes. Okay, now we go for the Coven Leader. Come on. Excellent. And that means that Lutkardis is back. Very nicely done. That is all the Hexen dealt with. Alright. And this will probably be a stun. Can I still get a net there? Maybe. It's a bit unlikely though. I think I just attack. 52 only though. Oh well. Can I get any help with that? I don't think I can, unless I can lower its resolve. Morale state, to be more specific. Just go for it. Does get it. Nice. Alright, and that means I go for a free ally action. Okay. What the? Nice move, buddy. Like, what are you doing? Why did you feel the need to get next to Arnold there before you did that? Okay, well, anyways, I guess you get some style points. Anyways. So yeah, now we just kill the flimsier targets and then we start moving, or working rather, on the heavier ones. Still might have casualties. But I think we are mostly in the clear here, obviously, with the Hexen dealt with. Anyways, it's going to be a while yet before I can start, before I should start breaking shields. Okay, probably just do this. Let's see, 95 already, so let's not wait. The rock unhold can still be quite nasty. Okay, and Henrique. So this skin ghoul, it seems, will get to feed. I don't think there's basically anything I can do about it. So there's no point attacking it. How about attacking here? Can potentially hit this one, activate Berserk. You had Berserk, right? Yes. How about here, though? It says 91. This might fail, though. I don't want to attack this one, since it's already stunned. Can get Berserk on Giselmar instead, so probably no point wasting time on that. So I guess I'll go for the Frenzied one here. Why do I try these non-aimed shots? Okay, fine. I'll do the aimed shot. There you go. And now, maybe just activate Debilitate for next round, so I can target the rock unhold. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, and Azur, let's net the rock unhold. And wait. And you wait. And now we no longer inspire the archers. Instead, go for maybe Giselmar. Let's do so. Herbert has Berserk, so I can get a kill here. Let's go for the one that gets to attack first, so there you go. Probably wait before I start attacking this unhold, it's going to regenerate anyway. You get a Berserk there. Okay. Alretjärn getting a bit lucky. I think it's worthwhile probably to rotate Giselmar closer to the action. Should it be with you though? Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. Hacked scene 3. So probably just attack Sancho. I'll wait with Bartholomew. Wait with you as well, though no, let's not. Let's do this. You wait. Or should I move here? Can do the rotation thing. Well, no, let's wait. Let's wait. Because it's possible the rock unhold ends up somewhere other than where it currently is. Alright. I think I'll wait with Baldwin as well instead of attacking there. Okay. Next to the Skin Ghoul. But yeah, I don't think there's a point in attacking it. Unless I can stun it, which it seems I can't. So instead, let's miss a 95 on a Frenzied Direwolf. And probably just hold there. Alright. And let's go for the death blow here. And now let's start working on this unhold. Pretty nice. Baffled. And there are nets on the ground. So I guess getting closer might be better than attacking again. I'll do that. Alright, and how many nets left? Just the one. Let's see if I can get a stun on the white direwolf. Let's also move. Okay, and Ludwig. Okay, this is a bit problematic. If I step here, I am going to be attacked by the hardwood scrot. If I move here, I can basically do nothing because damaging the hardwood scrot is not a thing until I deal with the shield. Mostly, at least. And also, let's see. Yeah, I could still do the rotation here. Very awkward with 20 people in the fight. Can't really move anywhere good, it seems. I can move here, though. Can move there as well. And then attack once with perfect focus. That means I'm closer to the rest of them. Okay, I guess I'll do that. Or is it? No. No, I shouldn't, because yeah. Because of range, mostly. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and attack. And you move here. Let's delay engaging the rock on hold. Okay, And Bartholomeus. Like I said, let's do the rotation instead of attacking. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Sancho fails. That is less fine. Okay, now I might actually want to go instead for the White Direwolf, just to get that stagger there. Well, I guess it accomplishes far more than just a stagger. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, there you go. 16 initiative. Decapitate. Sun disappoint. Anyways, yeah, now we just attack. Alright. Progress is being made. Which one of these is... Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Okay. And attack... What? Or do I wait? Maybe wait. For the skin ghoul to feed. You might also decide to not feed yet, which is what they sometimes do. Weirdly. But, yeah. But it did. Okay. Taking damage on Ricora, sadly. Anyways, yes, I have the debilitation effect there, so let's aim shot the rock on hold. There we go. And it seems it's still active, but if I hover over the icon here, nothing shows up. Let's see. So is it just one attack or not? It says your next attack. When I played SSU, I think it was like 3 attacks instead. So I'm not sure if this description here is accurate. Though, actually yes, now that I went there, it disappeared from here. So it is just one attack. But I can activate it again. I'll do so. I will do so. Just attack, I think. Since we already started working on the rock on hold. If I can actually say already. It's been a while in this fight. Anyways, now I could, instead of going for one of these targets, start moving towards the Heartwood Scrot. And I have a pretty low chance to hit anyway, so I think I will. Not really worried about these saplings. They might actually be beneficial to us in some sense, because I can activate Berserk with them, and if they get lucky and hit me, then I can at least sometimes get the Vengeance effect. So at this stage of the game, they are really no problem, I think. Usually at least. Anyway, so yeah, wait here. And inspire... Maybe Ranch this time? To attack twice with this weapon? Let's do so. Alright, I think I'll actually target the Frenzied Direwolf, since I can potentially stun the white one. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, a mid-tier skin ghoul is far more dangerous, but still manageable. Can I do... Yes, I should be able to do a round swing here, so I'll actually wait with Ricora. And Herbert... Let's see here. So I can get a net, it seems. In any case, move here and decide later. Just attack this one. So the rock unhold might decide to throw someone again. It's pretty likely, actually. Wait there. And you... let's see, so... yeah, probably wait as well. Okay, and let's see, how much is this? 22. Yeah, let's go for it. Nice one. And that is 81. Okay, the redback spider is actually fleeing, so netting it no longer a priority. So instead, let's net the skin ghoul, probably. Though, then again, the rock unhold is more dangerous. In any case, I'll wait. We've been really lucky that the hardwood scrot has been unable to hit even once. Anyways, pretty safe to say, the fight is won, probably without casualties. But yeah, let's see. So, White Devil is stunned. Yeah, let's still wait. Kind of silly that I spent so much time thinking about things to do and then I just end up waiting anyway. Anyways, Astrid, attack here. And Kettle. Okay, so they are fleeing, but they're still in the way. It's a bit annoying. Guess I just attack, or... well, no, let's intercept the sapling. Okay. And go pick up this net. I think I do actually use it on the skin ghoul. I can get it back after I kill it. We'll just accept what shenanigans the rock unhold unleashes upon us. We are making progress. So I need to choose Giselmar or Rikara to attack the skin ghoul with. I guess maybe it doesn't matter. Just do that. Okay. And Herbert. Just move there and attack. If I rotate here, I can, instead of going for the White Direwolf, I can attack with Giselmar on the skin ghoul, actually. So I'll do that. Could have also saved the action points. Okay, actually bleeding. Alright, well that's a bit bad. So Rand is now next to the hardwood scrot. And the rock unhold is next to Lutkardis. It seems we can't really kill it next round either, not yet. And let's see, so Rand's melee defense is 44. Well, anyway, it's not going to be that bad if you get hit like once. But yeah, since he's there now, I would imagine that the hardwood scrot goes for him. Anyways, it is what it is. Decapitate? Not quite. Okay, so... guess I now use this second wind. I can potentially get Rand out of trouble. If you can still call this trouble. He's taken a little bit of damage, but not that much. Anyways, let's do that. And do that. And ostrich. Gets that. And probably just aimed shots once. Like so. Move there and wait. Okay, still going to be a bit of time before I actually can start on the hardwood scrot, so I think I just attack here. Let's go for the rock on hold. Can't really get another net on it, can I? That is actually a lie. I can. Okay, let's wait. Debilitate it again. Okay, this time I can't activate it again, but I can save this AP. Okay. If I step here, sadly the hardwood scrot has 3 targets. And actually, yeah, now that I think about it, it might just go for this line of attack because of having more targets. Well, anyways, let's just do it. Though I could also just start breaking the shield here. That might be better, maybe. It's going to take a lot of effort to break it, though. Now, let's just go for the rock on hold instead. Okay, indeed gets staggered. Okay, I forgot that can happen from the saplings, so maybe my earlier assessment of the sapling's danger level was slightly inaccurate, but this is one of the characters who has vengeance, so overall I guess it's better to be hit there. Anyways, inspire. Still haven't used second wind with Lutkardis, I don't think. Acts in 10. Yeah, I suppose that's a good one. Do it. And just attack. Alright, and let's see. So net here. Yeah, let's just use it. And probably pick up this net afterwards. Maybe attack once and then use perfect focus. Yeah, there you go. Alright. And better to get Berserk with someone. Did you have it? Well, you actually do have it. But yeah, probably better to get it on one of these characters, so just wait there. I can do a rotation with Herbert. So Lutkardis might get hit here multiple times, actually. She might even die, maybe. Currently I can't get to a position to rotate. Well, I can do 3 rotations, though. To save Lutkardis. But that means Herbert, the main character, is instead taking the same risk, so not worthwhile, I guess. I can do so with Bartholomews. Yeah, that's better. That is far better, I think. Goodbye. Okay, so Sancho still has enough fatigue for 2 staff dazes. Second wind will activate at some point here. Maybe not yet. Yeah, not yet. Alright, and like I said, I think I should get Lutkardis out of that bind there. Do it. And attack the white dire wolf. Still no second wind. Shouldn't it activate at 50% of health? Well, anyways. So, yeah. So it is dazed. And damaged. So, I guess I go for the rock unhold first here with Sancho. And if I do hit, then I go for the white direwolf again. Also, I can mark target, so I guess I will. So yeah, if I do that, well, I already kind of ruined. Yeah, I ruined it. I ruined rotating around out of there because I shield walled. Yeah, okay, so I guess it's all the same in that case. Well, in any case, the Scrot probably attacks in this line, so it's not going to matter that much. It does waste the Vengeance, though. I don't think it applies to breaking shields. It might, though. Does it say anything about that? The next attack will inflict double damage to a single target. Yeah, I don't think it will apply to this. Yeah, it doesn't seem to. Okay, so that's a huge waste. In that case, if I can't rotate around next to the rock unhold. However, if I do this, if I'm successful, then yes, I can. Okay, let's try it. Okay, 18%. Succeeded. Okay, there we go. Sometimes worth it to actually think about what you're doing, even if one is slow, like I am. Alright, and just do this. Can I even kill the white direwolf already? Maybe. But yeah, I just go for the rock unhold, I think. Out of fatigue, you say? Well, let's fix that. There you go. Surround, probably. Yeah. Let's go for the decapitation again. Does actually have last stand. But... well, why did I have 95 in that case? Since it has battle heart. Only 11 melee defense, I guess. Okay, no, sure. Sure, why not? Okay. Finally hit something. Did take a pierced side from that because of crippling strikes. So yeah, I'm basically out of stunnable attacks. There's the one white direwolf there, but it's going to die easy enough, so just attack here. Nice try. Right, just attack. And now let's see. Vengeance attack with the ominous Night Slayer. Well, there we go. I guess it's pretty safe to say that the sapling's connecting hit on round was definitely good for us, actually. Anyways, so now, yeah, just the Heartwood Scrot basically left. So let's see. Start surrounding it. I don't know, just go there. I can also net it. No, I can't, because, yeah, it's immune. Never mind. Okay, there's the second wind, finally. But it also activated Daze there. Also, it didn't clear debilitation. Should it? I'm going to double check. Because I'm interested in that. Not you. Where is Herbert? There. Second wind. Remove stun, daze, stagger, baffle, charmed, or sleeping. Okay, so it doesn't clear debilitation. Alright, fine. Okay, just go for that. And do that. Don't try to move. Start getting closer to the hardwood scrot. Just move there. Okay, and you have been hit. Anyways, just move there, I think. Okay, aim shot. And I don't know, this does basically nothing, but do it. Yeah, it did actually it did nothing. Okay. I expected like 1 or 2 damage, but nope. Also, yeah, the hardwood scrot is going to start spawning saplings as well, but I will be able to surround it, so shouldn't be a problem, actually. Let's use a debilitation. Okay. And I don't know, just do that. Start moving in range. Someone needs to kill, I guess it's you. Here we go. And now probably just move closer so I can inspire someone next round who can split the shield. Alright. Just do that. I'll mostly wait for the hardwood scrot to make its move here. Might be that it hits Baldwin again, in which case I can't use Baldwin anymore. Which is a bit of a shame. I guess I could go for a staff daze to lessen the damage. It's only 30%, but anyways. Okay, so I could step here to split shield. Yeah, I suppose I can rotate out of that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Just shield wall probably. Now I'll wait and decide. It didn't actually hit there. Did connect on Azure. So chance to hit 42 on Azure. And let's see. 41 on Baldwin. Okay, so maybe a bit lucky. Anyways, you do that now. And surround it, like so. And I don't need to rotate out of there, not with you, not yet. So just move to surround, I guess, since we need some surrounds. Well, it's not strictly needed, but it's helpful. Do it. Okay, and move there. And you just move like here. I don't think Riccara will do anything anymore, but maybe I will actually rotate someone somewhere. I could have actually done 2 rotations on Gudbrand to get a split shield attack with Herbert and Riccara. Maybe a mistake, but it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, and I don't know, just move there. And just move like... Well, getting hit is fine-ish. So it doesn't really matter where I move with you. Are you staggered? You're staggered, okay. It is actually possible that Azur will die here. Because of the stagger. But even so has more initiative actually. So yeah, probably not. Yeah, shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. Oh. Whoops. I blocked Giselmar. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Completely surrounding that enemy is far better though. Oh well. Just move there and potentially get somewhere. Oh yes, and you have rotation. Yeah, well. Actually, yes, I can do... Yeah, I can do 2. At this point, I'm not thinking about this that much anymore. For obvious reasons. Alright, so Linda might be hit if she moves here. That's probably fine, though. Probably. Yeah, should be fine. Does take a lot of effort to get through those shields. Okay, so can I do 2 split shields? It seems I can. So inspire Gudbrand, I guess. You can no longer do it. Wait. Might need to rotate him out of there. You just wait. You just wait. You just wait. Though I should have checked. You at 7. Okay, yeah, fine. It's fine. Wait for the shield to be gone before we do damage. And let's see. So use round, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be probably fine. Yep, do it. Okay. Shield is still intact. But there it goes. Sadly, I can't actually use these action points on anything. Oh well. Staff days and stop dealing actual damage. Right, and you get the hell out of there. Okay, there we go. No casualties. Alright. There we are. The witch hut has been defeated. Hooray. That is the goal of the run accomplished. Let's take a look here. So who dealt the most damage? Lutkardis is 1200. Yeah, that's the high number. No, it's not actually. Rand did win. I suppose thanks to Vengeance. 1600 damage. Nearly 1700. Okay. The archers were very valuable here as well. Dealt with the Hexen. But there we go. Team effort. Even Sancho the Stick contributed. Hooray. Okay, loot-wise. We get some gnarled staffs. Or staves. Pretty nice actually. 60 to 80 damage. We get 3 of those. We get a bunch of junk as well. Well, it's valuable junk. It's junk that can be turned into crafted items. The last of the witches is slain, and you have their corpses mutilated for good measure. Ears, lips, noses, toes, all of them cut off. Their bags are emptied out and the items crushed into powder and covered in dust. Fleshy bits or animal parts are dumped into a pile and promptly burned. As the fire rises, the Hexen from the hut seemingly appears out of nowhere and takes you by the arm. Your men draw their swords, but you hold your hand up. You tell them to keep salting the earth, so to speak. And as you enter the hut, you take a look back to see a few of the men pissing on the embers of the fire. Inside the hut you sit where you had before. On the table you find something rolled up in a handkerchief, and the witch pinches its corner and rolls it between her finger and thumb. She looks up and tips her chin forward and turns her hands palms up. What is Dovcool? Shrugging and leaning back, the Hexen asks you to repeat the name, Dovcool. She shakes her head.
I have heard nothing about this Dovcool. A supposed god, you say? Well, he has not spoken to me.
You stare at her and try to pry a hidden truth from her eyes, but she seems earnest in her response, and you change the subject. Were the greenskins human? The Hexen cackles.
I wish! Have you seen what orcs got between their legs? Wouldn't mind a ride on that one if I knew it wouldn't tear me in half and fuck one end while wearing the other for a glove.
You raise an eyebrow and nod, as though to say of course. Why did you call me the false king? For the first time there is a crack in the witch's facade. She purses her lips.
When did I call you that?
You point to the door and then to the table. You answer. I walked in here and you said I'd seek the truth. That you know what the false king dreams of. The Hexen taps the handkerchief rather mindlessly. She looks up.
Then you have my apologies, Celesort. I remember no such thing. I am but a fragile and old woman. Older than I look. And I'm not being cheeky about that.
You press her on the matter, but she only stonewalls you further. Who were the ancients? She taps the handkerchief and whatever is beneath wraps the table. She answers.
The ancients were men before our time. Truly, truly before our time. Imagine a kingdom, now imagine a kingdom that ruled kingdoms. An empire, that's correct. Now imagine an empire that ruled empires. Unfathomable power such as that leaves the world with great vengeance and will spend its dying days ruining those which have ruined it.
You ask if the empire is dead. The witch smiles.
I suspect not, but I do not truly know.
How do you know who I am? She stares at the wrapped item.
I don't even know your name, Celesort, and I haven't the slightest inclination to begin to care. It is not a matter of who you are, but what you are.
She turns her hands as though they were following a tune.
The blood of the ancients resides within you. It resides within us all, but you in particular, well.
Her nose crinkles as she snorts, and she exhales, and she... Okay, well, there's a spelling error, but anyway. And she exhales, she grins madly.
It is ever so there, and if I can smell it, then the whole world can smell it.
Who are you? The witch smiles.
An old hag in a forest hut. Everything else is hearsay.
You stare at her long enough to see there's little fruit to bear in chasing this question further. What is it that I dream of? The Hexen leans forward. She puts her hands to your face and you feel the leathery fingers press deep into your cheeks like a half-dozen walnuts. They rub the corners of your eyes and tap your temples. All the while she is smiling, and then she pulls back.
You go to the noblemen and rich and they pay you gold. In return, you risk life and limb and you slaughter and murder and kill all that you can. And there you are, day after day, wondering if that's all you are good for, and afterward the highborn shut the door on you and your deeds, and you hear them inside having a grand time. Music playing, women folk laughing, jesters joking. The festivities are riotous, and you are outside with a bag of gold in hand and its blood-slaked receipt. And you go down to the pub, and you buy yourself a whore, and dip a coin to the minstrel for a song, and you can taste the fine wine in even the cheapest of cellars. But there is no escape from that horrible feeling in the back of your head. That feeling you were born into fever, and all this violence and death is not a means to an end, but the end itself. It is what you are, and what you always will be.
She pauses, sighs, continues.
Sellsword, the power of a lie is only equaled by one's desire to believe in it. You live a powerful lie, and such power will not go easily. I beg of you, be only what you can understand.
It was not yourself, or your weaponry, or the presence of your company hall which brought her fear, but only the dawning of some unknown realization as she speaks to you now. Who am I? You stand up yelling at the woman for answers. She slaps you in the face, and you stiffen and falter back a step. A drop of blood slips down your cheek, and you catch it in your cuff. The witch grabs the handkerchief and throws it off, revealing the obsidian blade beneath. It is sharper than you remember, a vivid sliver of yourself running down the edge as though you cracked a door toward a mirror. The Hexen sits back down and pushes the weapon across the table.
No more questions, Sellsword. There's only so much I know, and so much you need to know. We've made a deal, and this is the end of it.
Taking the dagger, you ask what she did to it, but she refuses to answer. You then ask if there are more out there like her. She grins playfully.
I pray there are not.
You gain an obsidian dagger. You've served your purpose, then. Die, witch! The witch folds her fingers and nods. You nod back, and then grab the obsidian dagger and plunge it into her chest. She bleeds like any man or woman you know. She coughs and chokes on her blood like any living being you know, and she reels backward, eyes wide with fear, like many you've known before. You draw the dagger out and kick her. She goes wailing, and her hands reach out and drag down fistfuls of dream catchers and cobwebs alike, and her elbow slaps a board of wooden cutlery, and the utensils scatter all over the hut with hollow clattering. Weak fingers clasp a butter knife, her eyes piercing yours. She coughs once, twice. She drops the butter knife to pound her chest with a fist, and a spurt of blood spurts onto her chin. She looks up.
We had a deal, Sellsword.
You sheath the dagger and nod. Aye, you had a deal with a mercenary, and you got what you wanted out of it. Myself, I had a deal with the world to get rid of you and your ilk whole. Nice talk, and have a good life. Gargling, the Hexen's head lowers to the floor and her body goes limp. When you head outside, the company asks what happened. You tell them to burn the hut and prepare to get back on the road. Time to go. Alright, there we go. The Hexen have been dealt with, and the witch hut has been burnt down, and now we possess the obsidian dagger, which is somewhere in this huge inventory of ours, over there. Obsidian dagger, a hermit witch gave you this stone dagger after tempering it with your blood. Reflections in its glass seem to move on their own, but this is clearly a trick of the eye. Very curiously, however, blood never seems to dry if it rests upon the obsidian. Resurrects any human killed with it as a Wiederganger fighting for you. Okay, well, anyways, let's see. So, it seems to be a bit better than this cruel witch. Well, there you go. Enjoy your new toy, Arnold. You also have plenty of levels. Well, some levels. Okay, Giselmara is level 12. has a perk point as well. Okay, so fatigue-wise, with this weapon is doing just fine already. So maybe go for like Vengeance. I'm not sure how long the run will continue from here. I haven't made up my mind. I think we might be done, but maybe I will still do a legendary contract or two. I don't think I will bother with the rest of the legendary locations though. Once you're able to beat one of these, then you basically know you beat the rest as well, usually. Well, it depends a little bit on which one, but still. Anyways, I will do these levels. I'll decide on my own time if the run continues for a bit or not. But yeah, let's take like Vengeance here. We know that Vengeance is good. Henrique, level 13. I don't know, take initiative this time. Linda, level 10. Okay, take some hit points. And perk point goes where? Can I still get fatigue help? I do have athlete. She doesn't have perfect focus, it seems. I could just get like killing frenzy. Yeah, Linda is a bit weird. Doesn't have berserk. Doesn't have perfect focus. Doesn't have patient hunter. Have I made her read a book? I can't remember. I don't think it says anywhere if you've read a book or not. It might, but I don't think it does currently. Do I have berserk or something from a book? Let's see. I don't. I guess for now I'll just get like Killing Frenzy. Okay, there you go. So that's the levels. Alright, so yeah, we are over here. Guess I'll end the episode here, and like I said, there might be more to come, but probably not much more. There will at least be the epilogue episode though, at least. And also, yes, we found an gnarled staff, so let's give that to Sancho. Damage should go up quite substantially. And it did. And we also actually get Hex out of that, which is magical. Well, I can opt to not use it. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.